You are not going to believe what just leaked. Behind the glitz, the filters, and the fake smiles, the truth about how Chrisean Rock's son, baby JR, is actually being treated has finally come to light. And it's worse than we imagined. Way worse. Because now, Bino and Hazel-E, two people who've been dangerously close to the situation, just dropped receipts that expose everything the cameras have tried to hide. And if what they're saying is true, this isn't just a celebrity scandal. This could destroy Chrisean's image forever. It starts with a series of blurry late-night screenshots. No context, just eerie silence and a cryptic caption from Bino. "You want to play tough, let's play, I'm done staying quiet." Within minutes, Hazel-E reposts the story with 3 words that send the internet into meltdown. "Protect that baby." At first, fans thought it was shade, typical industry beef, but then, boom, videos, photos, voicemails, leaked from a burner account linked to Hazel's old assistant. Clips that allegedly show how JR has been left in the care of people who, let's just say, shouldn't even be trusted with a houseplant, let alone a child. But here's where it gets twisted, because insiders are now claiming that Bino wasn't just a witness, he was begging Chrisean behind the scenes to step up, to stop chasing drama, and to focus on her son. And when she didn't, he started documenting everything. This isn't just celebrity tea, it's a full-blown expose. There are whispers of CPS involvement, shady NDA threats, and one disturbing video that hasn't even dropped yet. But Hazel says it will, and when it does, the whole world might finally see Chrisean for who she really is when the cameras stop rolling. And trust me, what's coming next? It's going to leave you speechless. It didn't start with a scandal. It started with a warning, a quiet whisper behind closed doors, industry whispers, assistant chatter, DMs that got deleted before they could be screenshotted. But now, months later, those whispers have exploded into a storm of receipts that nobody saw coming, except maybe Bino and Hazel-E. Because before they were dropping bombshells on Instagram stories and burning the internet down with cryptic voice notes, they were just watching. Watching Chrisean spiral, watching the people around her nod along, and most of all, watching what was happening to JR behind the scenes, when the filters were off and the mood swings were real. Let's rewind. Back when Chrisean was pregnant, the entire internet was split. Half of social media treated it like a wild joke. Blueface and Chrisean having a baby. That poor child. And the other half? They were dead serious. They saw JR as her second chance, her redemption arc, the one thing that could pull her out of the mess and into real motherhood. And in the beginning, it looked like that was happening. She was posting cute bump pics, baby shower drama, and even made it seem like Blueface might play some kind of part in JR's life. But behind the scenes, people were panicking. Sources close to Chrisean's team say her moods were explosive. She was canceling sessions, ghosting therapists, lashing out at people just trying to help. That's when Bino stepped in. Now let's be clear, Bino's not just some friend. He's been tied to Chrisean in ways most fans don't even know. Not romantically, but emotionally, deeply. Word is he was the one person who kept showing up, no matter how messy things got. But every time he tried to get her to slow down, to think about the baby, to put JR first, she would flip. She'd accuse him of judging her, siding with Blueface, or trying to control her. And each time, Bino backed off, but never stopped watching. Then there's Hazel-E. Some people might ask, why is Hazel even in this? But those people don't know the whole story because Hazel and Chrisean used to be tight, very tight. Hazel was like the big sister figure, a kind of mentor who had already been chewed up and spit out by the same industry Chrisean was diving headfirst into. She saw the signs early. Hazel was reportedly the first one to call out the people circling around Chrisean after JR was born, nannies with no qualifications, security guys doubling as babysitters, and shady friends whose only job seemed to be keeping Chrisean distracted. Hazel begged her to get serious, to think long-term, to cut the circus before JR got hurt. But what did Chrisean do? She blasted Hazel, publicly, called her bitter, outdated, jealous of my shine. And just like that, Hazel backed off too, but not before she got her hands on something powerful. According to one anonymous stylist who worked on a Zeus project with both women, Hazel never stopped documenting. Screenshots, group chats, timestamps, security footage. She kept it all, and not for revenge. Not at first. Hazel just wanted to be ready. Because deep down, she knew this day would come. The day the truth about how Chrisean was really handling motherhood would start leaking, piece by piece. But even then, no one expected this. No one expected the voice notes, the shaky camera footage, or the heartbreaking clip of JR screaming in the background while Chrisean is heard arguing with someone about club appearances. And worse, allegedly caught laughing mid-scream, as if she didn't even hear him. But here's the thing that's making the entire situation even more terrifying. These leaks, they didn't just accidentally surface, they were timed. Sources close to Hazel say she sat on this material for months, waiting, praying things would turn around, that maybe Chrisean would get serious and change. But the final straw came just weeks ago when Chrisean, during a live stream, joked about JR not needing a bedtime. She laughed, sipped from a cup, and said, "He a baby, he sleep when he crash. It's cool." That's when Hazel called Bino. The two of them, fed up and done being silent, decided it was time to show the world what they had seen and what they had documented. Because in their eyes, it wasn't about clout or beef anymore. It was about a child who was allegedly being raised in chaos while the world cheered from the sidelines. But let's not pretend this came out of nowhere. There were warning signs. Fans had noticed JR looking unsettled in photos. Some videos showed him in the background, alone, while adults were dancing, fighting, or live streaming arguments. There were moments that just felt off, but without proof, it was all just speculation. Now, the proof is here. The leaks are real, and what they show is haunting. Hazel's voice, barely holding it together, is heard in one recording saying, "That baby needs safety, not spotlight." And Bino? He's even more direct. His post said, "Y'all want truth, here it is. If something happens to that child, y'all better remember we tried to speak up." The internet exploded. Fans who once defended Chrisean with everything they had suddenly went silent. Others started reposting old clips, analyzing facial expressions, finding patterns in the chaos. And with every passing hour, the leaks just keep getting worse. Because now, we're not just talking about poor parenting. We're talking about neglect, isolation, and emotional damage that insiders say is happening behind the scenes, out of the frame, away from the curated chaos of social media. And if what Hazel and Bino are saying is even half true, this isn't just a bad look. This is a reckoning, one that could have real consequences. But hold on, because the next part, that's when the betrayal goes nuclear, because someone close to Chrisean, someone still in her circle, just flipped, and the messages they leaked, they're going to shake everything to the core. The moment the first clip leaked, everything changed. One single video. No flashy edits, no background music, no filters, just a dimly lit room, JR's cries echoing through a phone mic while two voices argued in the background. One was unmistakably Chrisean. The other? Fans initially couldn't place it. But then a second clip dropped, and the voice was confirmed. It was someone who had access. Someone who'd been close. And when that second video landed, the internet exploded because it didn't just expose a chaotic moment. It revealed a betrayal happening in real time. See, for weeks, fans thought Hazel and Bino were operating alone, that they were just angry outsiders trying to warn the world. But that wasn't the full picture, not even close. Turns out one of the people still working around Chrisean, someone allegedly involved in her day-to-day life, flipped. They'd been secretly sending messages, voicemails, and video clips to Hazel for weeks, waiting, gathering, documenting everything that wasn't adding up. Why? Because they were scared. Scared that if something didn't change fast, JR was going to end up as another statistic, another child caught in the crossfire of fame, chaos, and ego. And what they leaked to Hazel, it was beyond disturbing. One message read, "He cries for hours sometimes. Nobody hears him. They're too busy filming or getting ready for club events." I'm not saying she doesn't love him, but love isn't enough anymore. Another? She left him with a stranger she met 2 weeks ago, said she had to make an appearance and he'd be fine. I couldn't sleep after that. And then came the voicemail. A raw, shaken voice, believed to be from the same insider, spilling everything in a breathless panic. I can't do this anymore. That baby's not okay. There was a night last week. I heard him coughing nonstop. Nobody checked on him. I opened the door and found him lying sideways in a diaper that hadn't been changed in hours. I tried to say something, but she laughed, said I was being dramatic. I'm done. This isn't okay. I'm sending this to Hazel. I need help. This kid needs help. The voice note went viral in under an hour. And while fans were still reeling, Bino dropped the first of many screenshots. Group chats, missed calls, cryptic texts between him and Chrisean. One of them read, B, I'm not neglecting my baby. He's fed. He's clean. Stop making it more than it is. To which Bino replied, being clean isn't enough. You're not present. He needs you, not just clothes and bottles. Chrisean never responded. The chat ended cold, but the real twist came when fans started connecting dots, realizing that some of the people defending Chrisean online were the same ones tagged in those leaked group chats. Suddenly, the defenders became suspects. People began asking, who else knew about this? Why didn't anyone say something sooner? How deep does this go? Because this wasn't just a case of messy parenting. This was willful silence. Hazel then released a post that hit like a lightning strike. A black screen, white text. It read, y'all keep asking why now, why I didn't speak up before, because I tried. I tried privately. I tried gently. I begged her to listen, but when people get drunk on clout, they stop hearing truth. Now the truth gonna be loud. And just when it felt like things couldn't get worse, they did. Someone leaked an old clip from a deleted Zeus behind-the-scenes live stream. In it, Chrisean can be heard talking to someone off camera, complaining that JR was killing the vibe. The exact quote, ugh, I can't focus with him screaming like that. Somebody take him. For real, I got content to film. The room laughed. And that laugh, it triggered millions. The outrage was instant, furious. People who once rode for Chrisean started flipping on her in droves. Twitter was a war zone. Some fans tried to rationalize it. Being a mom is hard. She's under pressure. Maybe it was taken out of context, but others weren't having it. She chose this. That baby ain't a prop. If she needs help, then get help, but don't pretend like this ain't serious. And the most chilling part? A post from an anonymous burner account surfaced. It simply read, if y'all knew what I knew, CPS would have been at that door months ago. People started digging. Comments under old Chrisean posts were reanalyzed. Videos slowed down, audio enhanced. In one video, JR can be heard coughing hard in the background while Chrisean sings into the camera, oblivious. Another shows her walking out of a room with JR crying behind a closed door. No one follows her, no one checks. The patterns were there. We just didn't see them before. And while the public was still recovering from the flood of clips, Bino went live, eyes bloodshot, voice heavy. He didn't yell, he didn't scream, he just talked. Slowly, clearly. I didn't want to do this. I love her. I love that child. But y'all need to know the truth. JR deserves better. This ain't about canceling nobody. It's about saving a life. He paused, took a breath. Then he said something that shattered the room. There's more, stuff we haven't shown. But if she keeps pretending like none of this is real, we will. We got a clip that'll end all of this. And once that drops, there's no coming back. And that's when Chrisean finally broke her silence. She went live less than an hour later, wearing shades, aggressive tone, laughing. She dismissed the entire thing as clout-chasing ex-friends trying to stay relevant. She called Bino fake, called Hazel bitter, accused them both of hating her shine. But here's where it spirals deeper, because during the live stream, JR could be heard crying in the background, loud. And when someone in the comments said, "Go check on your baby," she responded, "He good, he just tired, y'all be too invested." The comment section flipped. Some fans begged her to stop the live and go to her child. Others started tagging CPS. Hazel reposted the live with a fire emoji. Bino posted a broken heart. And just like that, what was once whispers became war. A war for truth. A war for justice. A war for JR. And just when everyone thought the worst of it had surfaced, Hazel dropped a 13-second audio clip that silenced everyone. A voice, believed to be JR, wailing, uncontrollably, in distress, and a second voice, allegedly Chrisean's, snapping, "Stop crying! Ain't nothing wrong with you. Go lay down." Fans were sick. Celebrities started unfollowing. Some even posted subtle jabs. But no one expected what came next, because someone unexpected just entered the chat. A name nobody saw coming. And the truth they bring? It could ruin everything. The storm had barely settled from Bino's voice note and Hazel's haunting audio drop when the internet suddenly caught fire, again. But this time, it wasn't just the fans, the stans, or the bloggers. This time, celebrities jumped in. People who had remained silent suddenly started dropping cryptic tweets, vague Instagram stories, and subtle unfollows that sent fans into full detective mode. The first? A single post from Cardi B. No tags, no caption, just a black screen and 5 words in white. "That baby don't deserve this." The post hit 3 million likes in under 2 hours. The comments section turned into an active war zone. Some fans praised her for speaking up. Others demanded names. But nobody was confused about who she meant. Next came Summer Walker. She reposted one of the leaked clips with the caption, "This ain't motherhood, this is madness." Even Lizzo, who rarely enters drama, dropped a subtle bomb, tweeting, "Children aren't accessories, they're souls, respect that." But then came the twist nobody was ready for. A new account surfaced on Twitter, anonymous. No profile picture, no followers. The username? Zeus Whistleblower. The bio? "I've seen too much. Time to talk." At first, people thought it was fake, a troll riding the chaos. But then it posted a thread, a 19-part thread. And what it revealed sent shockwaves through every corner of social media. The tweets claimed that Chrisean's reality show wasn't just chaotic, it was dangerous. One tweet read, "JR wasn't even supposed to be on set, but Chrisean insisted, said, 'He cute, let him be in it.' Producers warned her about laws. She said she ain't care about rules." Another tweet hit even harder. There was an episode that got scrapped, never aired, where JR started crying so loud they had to stop filming. She screamed at the nanny in front of the crew, "Shut him up or I will." It was chilling, and then came the real kicker, screenshots of internal emails, production schedules, alleged notes from Zeus execs. One email said, "We need to minimize the baby's appearance. Legal is uncomfortable. Can't risk exposure to minors without documentation." The same thread alleged that crew members filed complaints, multiple, and all were ignored. Fans went berserk. The hashtag #Justice for JR began trending globally, and just when it seemed like things couldn't possibly escalate further, Blueface spoke up. Yes, him. He went live out of nowhere, shirtless, smirking. But his tone, different. He wasn't ranting. He wasn't trolling. He was serious. "I don't like none of y'all. But I ain't gonna lie no more, I tried. I really tried to keep that baby safe. But she crazy, bro. Ain't no way a child's supposed to be raised like that." He took a breath, looked down, then added, "I got videos too, I got receipts. I just ain't want to break her like that, but if y'all keep coming for me like I'm the villain, I'ma show y'all everything." Social media went into meltdown. People who once mocked Blueface for being toxic were now begging him to release the footage. "Save your son," one tweet read. "Be the dad you claim to be." And then he did. Blueface posted a 45-second clip on his burner Twitter. It didn't stay up long, but it didn't need to. Millions saw it, millions saved it. The clip showed JR in a car seat, unbuckled, crying, alone in the back, while loud music blared from the front. The camera was shaky, the lighting was poor, but the voice at the end, clear, laughing, saying, "He fine, he always crying, he spoiled." Allegedly Chrisean, and with that, CPS began trending, again. But the moment that truly shattered the illusion came not from an influencer, not from a rapper, not even from a whistleblower. It came from Chrisean's own family. Her cousin, known online as Tina Lugsale, posted a 3-part TikTok titled, "I've Been Silent Too Long." In the first clip, Tina, barefaced, visibly shaken, spoke into the camera. "I love her, that's my blood. But I ain't finna watch this child get hurt just because we scared to talk. Y'all need to know, JR ain't safe, period." She claimed she visited 3 times and each time left in tears. "The baby don't smile. He flinches when people raise their voice. He don't sleep right. Something is off. I begged her to let my mama take him for a while. She cussed me out." By the time her 3rd TikTok dropped, it had 1.8 million views. Tina ended with, "I tried to go through family first. Now I'm talking to y'all. Don't let this be another baby we cry over too late." And just when it seemed like all cards were on the table, Hazel-E posted a photo, not a leak, not a video, a photo of herself in an office with a blurred-out child in her arms. The caption? "He's safe now. I don't care what happens next." That single image cracked the internet in half. Speculation exploded. Did Hazel take custody? Was she sheltering JR? Was this even real? Or a trap? Blueface reposted it with 3 clapping emojis. Bino reposted it with the caption, "Finally." But Chrisean? She went silent. Her social media accounts locked, stories deleted, no posts, no statements, just silence. And then one final leak, a 3rd voice note, one Hazel had allegedly been holding back. A woman's voice, crying, shaky. "I didn't mean for it to get this far. I'm just tired. Everyone expects me to be strong, but I'm breaking. I don't know what I'm doing anymore." He cries and I freeze. "I feel like I'm drowning." Fans believed it was Chrisean herself. But here's the shocker. At the end of the voice note, Hazel adds a message. "I've held this long enough. I don't want to break her. I want her to get help. But if she doesn't, the next drop ends it all. And trust me, it's ugly." The internet froze, because now the question wasn't, is JR in danger? Everyone agreed he was. The question became, what is the final piece Hazel hasn't shared, and when will it drop? The cliffhanger left everyone breathless, but rumors are already flying that the final drop includes police audio, medical notes, a deleted call from a Zeus producer begging Hazel not to go public. And worse, some claim it shows exactly what made Hazel say, "I'm taking him now." No one knows for sure, but what we do know, the drama isn't over. It's only just getting started. The internet was already in flames, but once Hazel-E dropped that blurred photo of her allegedly holding JR, it felt like the entire entertainment industry split in 2. It wasn't just celebrity gossip anymore. It was a moral line, and everyone was being forced to pick a side. Twitter Spaces popped off. TikTok was a war zone. YouTube commentary channels raced to upload live reactions every 5 minutes. Everywhere you looked, the same question echoed like a siren. Where is JR now, and why did it take this long? In one viral clip, a known family therapist broke down in tears analyzing Chrisean's behavior from old live streams. She's in pain. But that pain is not an excuse. That child is not a prop. He's a human being. And what we're watching, it's not reality TV anymore. It's a slow-motion emergency. The same video was reposted by Jada Pinkett Smith's Red Table Talk team. The caption, "There's a difference between pain and parenting." Meanwhile, fans turned into investigators. Threads started circulating with evidence timelines, mapping out every questionable Chrisean moment from pregnancy to now, clips from her live streams, interviews where she contradicted herself, public appearances where she seemed off. Everything became receipts. Everything became a signal that people had missed, but not everyone agreed. Chrisean still had defenders, A swarm of fan pages claimed Hazel had stolen JR and was weaponizing motherhood for clout. One particularly viral tweet read, "Y'all acting like y'all never struggled. Chrisean is young, rich, and figuring it out. Let her breathe." It got 200K likes, but the replies filled with fury. One response shut it down with a single sentence. "Struggling is human. Ignoring your crying baby for hours while filming TikToks is not." Even celebrities were now divided. Nick Cannon posted a quote, "Children are the reflection of our souls, protecting them." But when asked if he supported Hazel or Chrisean, he simply wrote, "I support healing. I don't support public lynching." It was clear. Some were worried this was turning into another cancellation campaign. Others were terrified it was not enough. And then came the fake news cycle. One fake TMZ headline started going viral. Hazel-E awarded emergency custody of JR. Legal battle ensues. But within hours, real TMZ posted a correction. No legal documents filed yet, but sources confirm child welfare agencies are involved. Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, Baller Alert, they all went nuclear. Some leaned into Chrisean's alleged instability. Others hinted that this was a setup orchestrated to humble a rising female star. But what shook fans the most? The silence from Zeus Network. No press release, no apology, no statement, just radio silence. Insiders claimed producers were in emergency meetings, scrambling over what footage had already aired and what might be legally damaging. A new rumor broke that season 3 of Chrisean's show was quietly shelved. No trailer, no release date, nothing. And then, as if the story couldn't go deeper, DJ Academics jumped in. He went live on Twitch and started reading a leaked call between two Zeus producers. In the call, one allegedly said, "We should have stepped in sooner. We saw the warning signs, but the ratings were too good." His viewers were stunned. Thousands started trending "Gaur boycott Zeus" overnight. But fans didn't stop there. They went to brands. Screenshots flooded Twitter of people tagging Fashion Nova, Savage X Fenty, and other brands Chrisean had worked with. "Is this who you sponsor? She's neglecting her child and y'all giving her deals?" By morning, one beauty brand quietly removed her from its website. Even TikTok influencers got involved. A well-known momfluence posted a viral breakdown of every red flag in Chrisean's IG stories over the last month. This is not mothering. This is spiraling. And the fact that people kept liking and reposting it makes us all guilty. But perhaps the most painful backlash came from former friends. One old friend of Chrisean's posted a tearful video. "I loved her, but I told her last year she needed help, real help, not more handlers, not more fame. I begged her to take time off. She called me fake. I cut ties. And now I feel like I failed JR too." That video hit 4 million views in a single night. Everywhere you looked, division, people choosing sides, people mourning, people angry, people terrified. But there was one place where no one could agree. Should Hazel have leaked everything? Some said she was saving the child. Others claimed she was exploiting the drama. A viral post read, "Hazel is not a hero. She's a reality TV villain playing savior. If she cared, she wouldn't post, she'd act." Bino responded directly. He posted, "We did act for months, behind the scenes. No one listened, no one cared, until we showed you." The comment section was brutal. Thousands supporting him, thousands accusing him. Even therapists online were split. One tweeted, "This should have been handled in private, for the child's dignity." Another replied, "Private didn't work. Silence was part of the problem." It became a war between ethics and urgency, between exposure and protection, between healing and hurting, and all while the industry reacted, while the blogs profited, and while the internet debated. JR remained silent. No new photos, no updates, just a child in the middle of a hurricane. And just when everyone thought the outrage had peaked, Hazel posted one word, "Tomorrow." No context, no image, no time, just "tomorrow." The comment section went feral. What's coming? Is it the final leak? Will this end Chrisean? And in the shadows, producers, PR teams, lawyers, and influencers held their breath. Because if what they say about the next leak is true, everything's about to collapse. It came without warning. No trailer, no announcement, just a single notification on Hazel-E's burner backup page that read, "It's time." Within 5 minutes, the internet swarmed. The post was a video, 2 minutes and 17 seconds long. No background music, no editing, just raw, unfiltered footage. And what it showed, it didn't just shake people, it devastated them. The video opened with JR, barely a year old, sitting alone in what appeared to be a hotel bathroom, diaper full, a bottle tipped over next to him, empty. The lighting was dim, the silence eerie. Then came the sound of the door creaking open, and someone, allegedly Chrisean, shouting from another room, "I said stay put, don't make me come in there again." The door slams. JR flinches. The entire internet did too. People watching felt their hearts sink into their stomachs. There was no background music, no dramatic zoom, no captions. It was real. And that's what made it horrifying. You could hear the echo of the room. You could feel the cold in the tiles. You could see the child wasn't just fussy, he was scared. Then the screen cut to black. One line of text appeared. This was last week. Fans went silent. The outrage didn't come instantly, it came in waves. First denial, then disbelief, then collective rage. And within 20 minutes, Just Where Is JR was trending worldwide. Hazel had broken the internet. Again, but that wasn't the final twist. That wasn't the ace she'd been holding back. That came exactly 1 hour later. A second post, a screenshot, from someone no one expected. An anonymous Zeus Network crew member. The caption? "I told y'all they filmed everything, even this." The screenshot was an export log from the editing software used for the show. The file name? Chrisean breaks down, Take 4, final. The description below it? Scene 4, Chrisean admits she doesn't want the baby, says she regrets everything. People lost it. Bloggers raced to confirm the file's existence. TMZ went live. A rep from Zeus reportedly declined to comment, but insider leaks began dropping like dominoes. Apparently, the footage was real, but the scene had been deleted during post-production after legal advised it could be career-ending if aired. And that's not even the worst part, because then Hazel dropped a second voice recording, but it wasn't of her. It was a recording of Chrisean from a hidden conversation that insiders claim happened during a production break. The voice was unmistakable, raspy, agitated, exhausted. "I didn't want none of this. I didn't ask for this life. I thought having him would fix things, but it just made it worse. I can't even feel love for him half the time. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I made a mistake." Silence. Then the other voice responds, "You know they still recording, right?" Click. The reaction was instant. The comment sections became a battlefield. People begged for context. Others said there was no excuse that could make this okay. Hazel didn't say a word after posting it. Neither did Bino, but someone else did. The Department of Child and Family Services. A leaked screenshot from a verified staff member began circulating, confirming that a formal investigation was now underway. Not based on speculation, but based on video evidence. And just like that, it wasn't drama anymore. It wasn't celebrity gossip. It was a real case, a real child, real consequences. Influencers began deleting old collabs with Chrisean. Brand ambassadors removed tagged posts. Celebrities who had once stood with her quietly hit that unfollow button. But Chrisean, she posted one thing, a black screen, no sound. Just one word in white font. Fight. The post vanished after 30 minutes. And then came the whispers, quiet at first but growing louder, that Chrisean was planning to flee, that she was preparing to take JR and vanish before CPS could intervene, that she had loyal friends willing to hide her until the heat died down. Hazel responded instantly, a story, white text on red background. "Don't you dare, you run with that baby now, and I'll burn it all down." And just like that, the countdown began. Fans, blogs, industry insiders, and authorities alike. Everyone is now watching Chrisean's next move. Will she go dark again? Will she finally break down and admit the truth? Will JR be removed for good? Or will this all erupt into something none of us can control? Because if there's one thing we know now, this story isn't over. In fact, the next chapter might be the most dangerous one yet. If you've made it this far, then you already know this isn't just another celebrity scandal. This is something deeper, something darker, something that forces us all to ask a hard question. When does entertainment become abuse? Because what Bino and Hazel-E have leaked, what the footage has shown, what the insiders have revealed, it's not about clout. It's not about cancel culture. It's about a child caught in chaos, a child who didn't ask for fame, a child who may be suffering behind the very scenes we once laughed at, reposted, and boosted with likes. So now we're asking you, drop a comment below. Do you believe Hazel did the right thing by leaking the footage? Do you think Chrisean can turn it around? Or has she gone too far? And most importantly, what do you think needs to happen next for JR to be safe? Because one thing is clear, this isn't over. Hazel says there's more. Bino says the real video hasn't even dropped yet. And now with authorities involved, we could be just days away from a full public fallout. So if you want the next update, if you want the truth before anyone else, make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. Because the next episode, we're diving into the real reason Zeus Network stayed silent. The private deals allegedly offered to Hazel to keep her quiet, and why an anonymous source now claims there's a sealed lawsuit nobody's seen yet. Yeah, you read that right. So smash that like button if you believe JR deserves better. Share this video with everyone you know, because silence helps no one. And subscribe now, because what's coming next will be the most dangerous drop yet. We'll be watching, we'll be listening, and we'll be exposing everything. Stay alert, stay loud, and stay ready, because the next leak could end everything.